Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from a viewer with possibly the best username we've seen in a while, Frito Bandito 42. Thanks for the suggestion, Frito Bandito. You asked, how can dogs sniff out medical conditions? Like, are they just smelling cancer or what? Dogs detecting medical conditions might sound like a Disney movie plot, but it's a very real thing. These furry four-legged detectives are basically walking, tail-wagging diagnostic tools with better accuracy than some machines. So, how the heck can a Labrador figure out you've got low blood sugar before you even feel it? Let's sniff it out, right here on Explaining Everything. Dogs have a sense of smell that makes human noses look like decorative face holes. While we have about 5 to 6 million scent receptors in our noses, which sounds decent, dogs have up to 300 million. That's not a typo. That's 300 million tiny scent-sensing superpowers crammed into their snouts. And their brains. The part devoted to analyzing smells is about 40 times larger than ours. If smelling were an Olympic sport, dogs would not only win every gold medal, they'd judge the competition and still detect what everyone had for lunch 3 days ago. This nose power means they can smell things at concentrations of 1 part per trillion. That's like detecting a single drop of liquid in 20 Olympic-sized swimming pools. If that's not sorcery, I don't know what is. Okay, so we get it. Dogs are nose ninjas. But what are they actually smelling when they detect medical issues? In short, volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. These are microscopic molecules your body releases, sometimes through sweat, breath, urine, or even just your skin, when something funky is going on inside. Certain diseases or conditions cause specific changes in these compounds. Cancer cells, for instance, produce abnormal metabolic waste, which alters the chemical cocktail your body emits. To us, that smells like nothing. To a dog, it's like, hey, something's weird with Steve. They're essentially picking up on biochemical gossip your cells are spreading. Let's talk specific conditions and how dogs sniff them out. First, cancer. Yes, dogs can actually smell cancer, including lung, breast, bladder, and even prostate cancer. They're trained by being exposed to samples from patients and learning the unique scent profile associated with the disease. And the results? Some dogs have detected cancer with over 90% accuracy, which is honestly better than my ability to remember where I put my car keys. Second, diabetes. Diabetic alert dogs can detect changes in blood sugar before their human even feels symptoms. When blood sugar drops dangerously low, hypoglycemia, the body releases ketones and other chemical markers. Dogs can smell those changes in the person's breath or sweat, and they're trained to nudge, paw, or bark when it happens. Basically, it's like having a glucose meter that also wants belly rubs. Third, seizures. Some dogs can be trained to detect oncoming seizures before they happen. And here's the kicker. Scientists still don't fully understand how they do it. There's a theory that chemical changes occur shortly before a seizure begins, and dogs are picking up on that mysterious scent signal. Fourth, infections. During the pandemic, dogs were trained to sniff out COVID-19 by detecting VOCs in sweat or breath. and some were more accurate than rapid tests. Again, what? They've also been trained to detect Clostridium difficile, a nasty gut infection, just by sniffing around hospital wards. Forget robot nurses. Just give every patient a therapy Labrador in a tiny lab coat. Boom! Healthcare revolutionized. These dogs aren't born knowing that pancreatic cancer smells like Tuesday. They're trained, usually using positive reinforcement and reward-based systems. The process starts with exposing the dogs to samples from people with and without the condition. When they correctly identify the target scent, boom, treat time. Over time, they get better and better at distinguishing the subtle chemical differences. And no, they don't go straight from sniffing cancer samples to diagnosing people at hospitals. The training is long, careful, and specific. But once they're ready, they can work alongside doctors as non-invasive, furry, diagnostic assistants. So, how can dogs sniff out medical conditions? Because their noses are superpowered, their brains are wired for scent detection, and your body is basically walking around broadcasting subtle chemical signals 24/7. Dogs can tune into those signals in ways that seem almost psychic, but it's all science. Weird, smelly, life-saving science. Next time your dog gives you a funny look or won't stop sniffing a certain part of you, maybe don't just say "weirdo" and walk away. Your pup might be trying to save your life, or they might have just smelled a sandwich you forgot in your pocket. Hard to say. Either way, appreciate the snout. It knows things. If you enjoyed this, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and give your good boy a treat. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.